Alright, so once again, today's class is Marketing with MyKW. We're going to be working within eEdge. So right now I am on the home page of mykw.kw.com. I'll give you guys a moment to go ahead and get logged in. So once you're here, we're on the home page, and we're going to be working within eEdge today to check out some of the marketing pieces and tools that are available to us. So to get in, I'm going to go up to my eEdge control panel and click on this plus sign next to My Marketing. And from here, I'm going to click this first option, which is Create Marketing Materials. This is going to bring us into eEdge. And now we're on the Marketing Center page. So basically this is our hub where we can access all of our marketing materials. We can manage our email marketing, our print marketing, and our campaigns. We can also find any images that we've uploaded into eEdge as well as our mailing lists. These can be found here. But before we get started on creating any marketing materials, we want to make sure that the information that is going to go on these materials is correct. We want to make sure that our contact info is all up to date. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is go up to the top right of our page and click where it says Account. And from here I'm going to click this option that says My Account. Alright, so this brings us into the My Account settings page. This is all of our personal information that appears on our marketing materials, so any flyers, postcards, or campaigns that you create, as well as our eEdge website. So we really want to make sure that this is all up to date before we start creating any marketing pieces. To update this, we can go ahead and click the blue Edit button up at the top left. It's basically going to open this up and allow us to make changes. So display name, this is the name that's going to show up on your website and your marketing materials. Title, this could be like CEO, realtor, broker, what have you. License DRE, you can add that in. Some offices, I know in some states this is required to have on your marketing information, so I would probably just add that in anyway. Designations, this would be things like those special designation courses that you may take, like rehoming specialist, senior homing specialist, military homing specialist, things like that. Those sort of designations can go in this box. Now over here for phone number, we have a space for a mobile number and a work number. We don't have the option to change the order of these, change the icons, but you can choose to use both numbers, use one, put the same number in both, it's up to you. But definitely make sure you have at least one direct number in these spots. And then over here, external email. This needs to be an email that's different from this KW Realty email. So your KW.com email would work great here if that's what you're using for your business. Maybe you created a custom email like this one, scott@scottleroymarketing.com. Maybe you are using a Gmail or a Yahoo, whatever it is, just make sure that this is your preferred business email that you're using for real estate. Now directly below that in the marketing section, we have our marketing and reply to email. So if we've set you up, you'll see that these two are actually the same. But if you're setting this up for the first time, it may be set to eEdge email. So what this is the email that's going to display on your marketing materials. So down at the footer at the bottom of any emails or flyers that you create, it's going to show whatever you choose here as your email address. And if anybody replies to anything, so if they reply to your campaigns or any pieces that you send out in eEdge, those responses are going to go to whatever email you choose here. So we always set it up so that it goes to your preferred business email. So that's how we would recommend it. I recommend making sure that these two match. So if you're setting this up for the first time and it says eEdge email, just click on this little drop-down menu and select the other option and make sure that these two are the same. Over to the right, we have a spot for our marketing website. This is just your preferred website that you're using for business. This could be your eEdge site, it could be your Playster website, it could be some other website that you've created on your own. Whatever website you are using for your business, make sure that you have it in this box. Marketing address, I would make sure that this is your office address and not your home address. Call to action, if you have like a slogan or something that you'd like to use, you can put that here. Disclaimer, I probably would just leave this alone. I would make sure that these boxes are checked for your realtor logo and equal housing logo. And then lastly, we have our mobile app. So on those campaign pieces and on certain email pieces, there is a link that says click here to download my mobile app. So we really want to make sure that your mobile app code is in this spot. If we've set you up, this is probably good to go. This can be found in the e-agency section of eEdge, or I'm sorry, of MyKW. It's the section 4.5 in your e-agency site. Scott actually does not have access through this account that I'm currently on. But if you have trouble locating this or this isn't set up, just reach out to us and we can help you find your mobile app code and plug that in. I think also on our YouTube page, if you go to youtube.com/ScottLeroyMarketing, you can search for mobile app, videos on the mobile app, and there's one that'll show you how to find your code. So once this is all good to go, we can click this Save button. And this will actually update right away, which is pretty cool. So now these changes have gone live on our website, and if we go back into any marketing materials, they will be updated with this current information. Down below we have some spaces for social media options. We can add in those little icons on your website, and they were on your emails. I'm not sure if they're still there. They did take them away for a little bit, but this may still be on the campaigns. But I would recommend adding this in if you have it. If you have social media profiles for your business, I would not recommend adding in your personal ones. So if you're just using a personal Facebook or a personal Twitter, I would not add this in. I would wait until you create a business account solely for real estate. We can edit these by clicking this little pencil button. That'll allow us to make changes to this. We can delete them by clicking the little X button, and that will actually delete this social media link. Click delete and it's gone. If we wanted to add in a social media profile, we can click Add Social Media. Under URL type, if we click on this, we can choose from any of these options. You can see there's quite a few. I'll just add in that Facebook again, and then you can type in your URL. If you don't know how to find your social media profiles, like for example Facebook, to find what your URL is, you would just go to your Facebook page and view it as if you were viewing someone else's page. So just go to your page, look at it like a normal person would, or any friend or anybody. Anyone who isn't you, just go look at your profile, and then all you would have to do is copy the link in the address bar, and that is actually the link for your profile. So I'll go ahead and click Save, and now that's been added in. And then lastly, down at the bottom, we have our images. We have a website image and a marketing image. Most of the time, these will be the same unless you do have different photos that you'd prefer to use. Of course, the website image is the picture that will appear on your website. and the marketing image is what will show up on your email campaigns, your flyers, your postcards, any of those marketing materials that you create. The marketing logo, you may or may not have to add something in here. If we've done a setup for you, we add in your office's preferred logo. Most of the Keller Williams offices have a custom logo. There'll be something like Keller Williams Preferred Realty, Keller Williams Tampa Properties, something like that. It'll actually say the custom office name on there. So if you have one of those, I would add that in, but you don't need to add in just the generic KW logo. Those are actually added on for you automatically, so you don't want to double up. So I would only add something in here if it's a custom logo. So whether that's the custom office logo, maybe you have your own logo that you've created for your team or for your business. You can also add in QR codes here, a QR code that links to your mobile app or your website. That would be a great option for this space as well. So now that we've made sure that all of our information is up to date, we can actually go in and start creating some marketing materials. So I'm going to start out by creating an email campaign. So to do that, we're going to go up to the top of our page and go to this marketing section. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select the second option, which is Manage Campaigns. Alright, so this brings me into the My Campaigns page where we can view any of our campaigns that we currently have set up. It looks like we only have one. It's the monthly newsletter. So for this one, just to note, this one will always say active. So if you see this and you're like, wait, I didn't set that up, don't worry about that. It will always say active, but as long as nobody's on here, so you can see I have 0 contacts and 0 groups, this is not actually being sent out. But on this page, say I had a lot more campaigns here, you could actually sort through these in different ways. Right now it looks like I'm looking at any status and any schedule, but if I wanted to see only active, inactive, paused, or completed campaigns, I could do that. It will filter through these. Or if I wanted to view by a specific schedule, whether that was a date campaign, interval, or a birthday or anniversary campaign, I could select those. Right now it's showing any type, but if we could sort through by multi-channel, which would be email and print, email only, print only, and then action plan only. Well, let's go ahead and set up a new campaign. So to do that, I'm going to go to my top right and click this blue button, Add New Campaign. Setting up these campaigns is really simple, and it's definitely one of the first things that Keller Williams recommends you do once you are set up on eEdge. So right now we're looking at these by title A to Z, but I do believe that it puts the newest campaigns up at the top. It's going to put our new 33 Touch for this year, 2018, at the top of this list. You can use this search options box to sort through these campaigns. As you can see, there's 64, so there's quite a few. We can search by delivery schedule. So like I stated before, there are a couple different types of campaigns. Date campaigns, this is where the pieces will be set up to go out on specific dates. You actually choose a calendar date while setting this up. The interval campaigns, these are a little different. These go out based on when someone was added to the campaign. So these ones say, for example, the 8x8s. Those are interval campaigns. So if I were to add someone to an 8x8 today, they would get the first email tomorrow, and then a week after that, and so on. So that's the main difference. The date campaigns go out on a specific date, a calendar day. An interval, those go out based on when someone was added to them. And then of course we have birthday and anniversary campaigns, which I will show you a little bit more about. But I'm just going to scroll through these really quick and show you the different campaigns. Like I said, the 33 Touches, the new ones for 2018 or whatever year it is, they're at the top. I think it's all the new ones. That looks like it says 2016. Alright, so I always start with 12 Direct and explaining these. 12 Direct, these are great. Actually, yeah, this list starts with 12 Direct. Alright, so these are a once a month campaign. This would be similar to that monthly newsletter that we just saw on the home page. These are usually either a newsletter or some sort of like seasonal tips sort of campaign. So this one, it says 12 Direct, a happy and healthy home. This one offers DIY tips to homeowners, establishing you as a trusted source. So usually these are more of like a fluffy kind of fun piece. If we're interested in this, we want to see more, we can go down to the bottom and click Show Campaign Step Details. And that'll actually expand this, and you can scroll through these thumbnails and look at what these pieces actually are. So the 12 Directs, they go out once a month for the whole year. Looks like these ones are interval campaigns, so they're based on whenever you add someone to them. You can click on these thumbnails and see what the piece actually looks like. This one is about water damage. So that's just one example of a 12 Direct. And you can scroll through these. You can see some of these actually do repeat. So you can see this one says 12 Direct, did you know? HTML, so this is just the email one. Multi-channel, this would be emails and postcards. They also offer that same campaign in just print, so just mailers. And then again, it repeats, but for a team. So when you're going through these, make sure that you do choose the correct campaign. And then make sure you're looking at whether it is an interval campaign or a date campaign. So it looks like this one is a date campaign, new for 2018-2019. So if we were to add someone to this date campaign now, they're not going to go back to the beginning and receive the first emails on this campaign. So it looks like this one, step one, they actually won't receive step one. This one probably started, I think they started in June this year. So this person will not receive these first emails. They're just going to jump in line with wherever this campaign is set up because it is a date campaign. As opposed to the interval campaigns, these ones, if we were to add someone to this campaign today, they actually would receive step one. They'll start at the beginning. So that's the main difference between those. But those are the 12 Directs. They all go out once a month. There's a whole bunch. 33 Touch, this is actually the first campaign that Keller Williams recommends that you set up. The 12 Direct is really good for past clients and maybe people you don't want to bug so much. 33 Touch is good for your sphere of influence. So these go out twice a month for the whole year. It's once every like 2.5 weeks. And these are great for family, friends, coworkers, anybody who may not know that you're in real estate, your SOI. So your sphere of influence, that's who you'd want to set up on these 33 touches. And we'll actually go back and set up a 33 touch. But you can scroll down, and then I think all the 33 touches are actually date campaigns. So they run on specific dates for the whole year. Right, we have our 8x8s. These are great for buyers or for sellers. So you don't want to set just anybody up on these. You wouldn't want to set up your sphere of influence on these because these are the more aggressive campaigns. These go out once a week for the whole year, or I'm sorry, once a week for 8 weeks. So these are really just for people who you are pursuing a little bit more aggressively, people who are looking to buy or sell in the near future. And you can scroll through those. Whole bunch of those 8x8s. Now we're in the 8x8 sellers. And then down toward the bottom we have a few other campaigns. We have our birthday greetings. These are great if you do know your clients' birthdays. Make sure you add that into their contact information. You can then set them up on a birthday greetings campaign and they will receive a nice little happy birthday message from you once a year on that date. Same thing with anniversaries. Where is that? Purchase anniversary. So If you have your buyers' purchase dates added into their information here in eEdge, you can set them up on this campaign, and then once a year they will get that nice little happy anniversary message. And then lastly, there is a mobile app campaign. This one is just 5 emails, and it encourages your clients to download your mobile app. So that's why it was important to add in that mobile app URL into the My Account settings page. And because you can see here's that link I mentioned, download my app now. Really good to set up this campaign as well to get people using your mobile app. I know when the mobile app came out, they were really pushing people to download the mobile app. I'm not sure if they're pushing that so hard anymore, but it's still a great way to get leads and a great free tool for you guys, so I definitely recommend setting up this campaign as well. I'm going to go ahead and just close out of that. And let's just scroll all the way back up to the top, and we're going to set up that 33 touch, the 2018 one. Alright, so this was the newest 33 touch for 2018. It's a year-round, this one ensures year-round contact with your Mets in your database. So let's just go ahead, let's say we looked at this one, we opened up the thumbnails, we took a look, we really liked how this campaign looked, so we want to choose this one. So we can go over to the right, and in order to start the process of setting this up, I'm going to click Choose This Template. Alright, so this always brings you into step 2. I just scrolled up a little bit. I'm going to actually just minimize this by clicking on the title so we can go through steps 1 through 4. So step 1, you don't even have to really set this step up. Step 1 is just renaming your campaign. So this is great if you have multiple campaigns set up and you want to just keep track of which one's which. Usually what I do is I will just add in the name of whoever I'm adding to this campaign. So it's the 33 Touch By Your Side campaign, and let's say this is for friends and family. You can title this whatever you want. You're the only person who will see this, but this is going to help me keep track of which campaign this is. So I'm going to click Save and Continue. Boom! Step 1 is done. So now, step 2, we can go back in and review and configure the steps. Alright, so it looks like there are 25 remaining steps on here, 15 of which are emails, and then 10 are activity steps. So it looks like this first piece is going to go out on 12/3, so in just a few days. If you wanted to change the date of this, you could click the little calendar button. And then you can actually select a different date. You can choose tomorrow. Let's see, 12/3 is a Monday. That's probably a great date for that to go out, but if we wanted to, let's switch it to a Wednesday. You can also change the email subject if you wanted to. You don't have to, but maybe you don't like this title. Maybe you want to make it sound more exciting and add an exclamation point. That's kind of my go-to. You can do that. And then over here on the right, you can see the thumbnail of what the piece is actually going to be. So if you want to preview that, you can just click on that thumbnail. And if we scroll up, we can actually see the piece. So this one looks like it's 5 pieces of tech to make your home smarter. And then little tips on these different tech items. And then, of course, your information will be input at the bottom. But let's say you like this, but you want to make some changes. So I'm going to click Close. Oops, scroll back up. And then to change this, I'm going to click the Personalize button on the right. So this brings us into the actual piece where we can make changes. And doing this is actually pretty simple. I just say it's like click and edit. So let's say I wanted to change this piece of text here. I can go ahead and highlight that and delete it. Change out that title. I change the text. I can change the font. I'll just go ahead and highlight this. And then you can see this toolbar up here. It's very similar to like your toolbar in Microsoft Word or any word processor. I can change the font. I can change the font size. It looks pretty good that big though. I can change the alignment. Maybe I want this centered. Can make it bold. Change the color. Oh, that's pretty. Perfect. And then, yeah, like I said, you can change this out if you want, change the information. Let's say I want to change this photo here. I can just click on the photo. I can upload an image from my computer by clicking this button here. All of these down below, these are my images that I've added in. So I can go through those. This is all stuff that I've uploaded. They also have some stock images in here. Everything from animals to holidays to people, homes, some generic stuff in here. I usually just choose some sort of funny or cute animal. Let's do this little giraffe. There we go. Alright, so we switched out that photo. I'm going to make this centered as well. If you wanted to add in a video, you can do that. Let's say we want to add in like an intro video or something. I want it below this text. So I'm going to put my cursor at the end of this little paragraph and hit enter. It's going to bump it down a little. So now to add in a video, we can go up to our toolbar. We can use this to add in a new image. This is insert image, but to the right, this little film strip with a play button, that's insert video, so I'll click on that. And you can see it puts in this little placeholder box right here. And over to the right, it says submit your video URL. So to do this, you do have to use a video that's already online. So it needs to be on either YouTube or Vimeo. You can't upload a video directly from your computer or your phone. It does have to be on YouTube or Vimeo first, but luckily that's really easy to set up. Let's just go to our YouTube page. Alright, this is our YouTube page, scottleroymarketing.com youtube.com/scottleroymarketing. And to add in a video, you basically just go to the video like you're going to watch it. And then once you're at that video, the one you want to add in, you're looking like you are watching it, you can just copy the URL in the address bar. And then go back over to your piece and paste it. So once you've done that, you can click submit. And this will actually put in your video. So you can see our video is here. A little preview of that. I'm going to drag this and make it bigger. I'm also going to use the alignment to center it. And there we go, adding in a video. Ooh, I made it go away. Oopsie. Well, as you can see, it's very simple. Just do that again. I thought I had some more space under here, but apparently I don't. Make that bigger, center it, there we go, boom. And now we have our video in this piece. Down at the bottom you can see that eEdge automatically added in our contact information. So this was our name, this was the designation, I believe. This was designation here. This was the title, and then our phone numbers, and then down below, here's that link for click here to download my mobile app. This is that marketing and reply to email, and then this was our marketing website. So these will actually be clickable when you send them out. And then here's that generic KW logo that I said they would plug in for you. You can actually delete this if it doubles up for some reason. Maybe not. I should be able to delete it. I don't know where. Maybe you can't. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I just hit the delete button. I thought before there was like a little trash can button. Maybe that's just on other pieces. But if you want to get rid of that, you can just hit delete. There we go. And now those little images are gone. So once this is good to go, everything looks the way you want it to, you can click Save up at the top. You can change the title if you'd like. I'm just going to click Save. And there we go. So now once we've hit Save, I'm going to click Exit. This brings me back into step 2, and when we click on this thumbnail now, you can see it's been updated. So this is what it'll actually look like when it goes out. So you can go through all of these steps and make changes. One thing to note, so this campaign, this 33 Touch, is a mix of like these fun, informative, kind of fluffy pieces, and then real estate newsletters. So one part of the month they will get this like tech one or whatever the subject is for that month. And the other part of the month they will receive a This Month in Real Estate newsletter. So there are also activities in here in between the email steps. So step 2 of this specific campaign is a task. So on 12/5 you're going to be notified, and it'll let you know that your newsletter that's going out on the 14th is now available to edit. So you'll see here next to this newsletter, we can't click on this personalize button. That's because they put in new information every month. So it's still a little early for them to have that real estate letter good to go. So it looks like about 9 days before you can actually, it'll notify you, say, hey, your newsletter is ready to be edited, and then this button will be clickable and you can go in and make changes. So one thing to note, this is nationwide information, these newsletters, so you might want to check this out and just make sure that this information is still relevant for your area. But then some people also say set it and forget it. So you can actually just come in here and scroll all the way down and hit save and continue. You don't have to make any changes to any of these pieces. You can just set it up and let it go. I've heard people say that it's just more important for people to get an email from you and see your name and face on there. So you can determine what you think works better. You can come in and make edits. You can just hit go and not make any changes at all. It's really up to you. But once you've gone through here and taken a look, you can hit save and continue. And now step 2 is ready. Step 3 is just adding or removing people to the campaign. If we click on that, it brings us into the Groups tab first. This is a cool feature. It's a little newer. So what this means is, let's say I add in my 33 Touch group to this campaign. I'm going to click on the Add button next to the group. It shows me how many people are in it. So now, in the future, anybody who is added to this 33 Touch group will automatically be put on the campaign. So in the past, if you added somebody to a group and everybody in that group was on the campaign, you would still have to manually add them over. So they took out that step, making things a lot easier for us. So now you can add in whatever groups you'd like, and then people will automatically be put on that campaign if they are in that group. So that's super cool. Contacts, this is where you can just choose individual people. Looks like 6 people. These are people that were already in that group, so they've been added to the campaign. You can add additional people, but just by clicking Add. You can choose to not add in the group, and then just add everybody. There's this option here under Contacts. It says Add All Contacts. if you have a lot of people in here and you're searching for specific people, you can search by their name or email using this box here. You can also search by status. Maybe you only want to see your leads and add them over. And then this box. So sometimes we've had calls in the past where people will say, hey, I'm setting up a campaign. Let me just show you. It's saying I only have 7 I only have 7 contacts. I know I at least have some more people in my database. I know that's not everyone. So up here at the top, this box is selected, show only eligible contacts. And I recommend leaving that checked, but if you feel like you're missing people, you can uncheck this. There we go, now it's showing 2 more people. So it's showing this test person. This person doesn't have an email, so we are unable to add them to the campaign. And then this is actually me. I have unsubscribed, so you can't add me to this campaign either. So there's my missing contacts. Alright, so I just went ahead and added everyone, so I'm going to click Save Changes. Step 4 is Review and Activate. I'm going to open that up. I always get this alert that says I've made edits that have not been saved. I don't think that's true. I think this is just a glitch because I definitely made saves along the way, so I always just hit Continue. Alright, once a contact completes this campaign, you can automatically add them to another one. This really only makes sense for the shorter campaigns. This 33 touch is going to run until probably June of next year. So by the time that this campaign wraps up, you'll probably just be adding these people to the new 33 touch for the next year. But for those shorter campaigns, say you have people set up on an 8x8, that's only 8 weeks. I would recommend keeping in contact with them after those 8 weeks. And setting them up on an additional campaign. So if we select this, it only shows us our campaigns that are active. So I could choose to add these people to my monthly newsletter after this campaign wraps up. But since it's a long one, I'm just going to choose none. Alright, a couple little disclaimers at the bottom. This one says I've reviewed this campaign and it's good to go. Basically, you're not spamming anyone. And then if you wanted to add showcase properties, that's basically just 3 featured properties at the bottom of each email. You can choose this box and that'll add that in. So I think this is good to go. I'm going to now click Activate Campaign and this will get started. Alright, we're back on the My Campaigns page. You can see this active campaign is up at the top. You can see the little green button. It's on. The title here, how many contacts are in there, how many groups. From this page you can actually add additional groups by clicking on the Groups button. You can add or remove groups here, add or remove contacts as well, which is really cool. You don't have to go all the way back in. I'll click Save. This one shows you that how many steps. There's 15 emails and 10 activities. What happens when you click this? Alright, looks like when you click on that, it does bring you back in to probably step 2. Yep. To edit those, I'm just going to click back. So here under this steps section, if you wanted to make changes or check out those steps again, you can click on either one of these options. This one is grayed out because we are not sending any mailers. This is an email-only campaign. Next campaign, I have none selected, but I could change that here if I wanted to. Performance, this is pretty cool if we click on this. It just has some additional information about the campaign. We can see the steps and then how they're doing. So once this gets sent out, we can see how many were sent, how many opened, clicked, bounced, and unsubscribed. I'll just go ahead and click back. And then if you have like customized a campaign and you want to set it up for multiple people or multiple groups, you can actually hit duplicate and it'll make a copy of this, which is really cool as well. So that's setting up campaigns. We do have additional videos on our YouTube page about the campaigns. You can set up custom ones, you can edit these even more. So If you want some more information about the campaigns, I definitely recommend checking out our YouTube page and watching some of those shorter, more tailored videos. But that's the basics of setting up a campaign. It's really easy. I'm going to go back up to marketing at the top, and now let's go ahead and create some marketing pieces. I clicked on marketing, and now I'm going to select this first option, which is Marketing Center. Alright, we're back at our Marketing Center where we can access our email marketing and our print marketing. I'm going to start by creating an email piece. It's very similar to what we just set up with the campaigns. I can click this option here, or I can click email and video marketing on the left. Alright, so now we are in our design library, and it's showing us 483 different results. So this little search options box on the left is going to be your best friend when you're working in here. It really helps to break this down and filter through the tons of pieces on here. What's cool is every single campaign step that you have can actually be sent as an individual piece. So maybe you found a campaign and you really liked step 2 of that campaign. You can come in here and search for it and send that out to whoever you'd like. Just that piece. You don't have to set up the whole campaign. Alright, so I'm in Design Library. I can use this keywords box to search, which I will do. Under Type, we are looking at email and video. You can also switch to view print as well. And then under print, you have to sort by either postcards, flyers. I'll just uncheck this. Postcards, flyers, greeting cards. Oh, these are so cute. These look new. Thanks a bunch. That's so adorable. Thank you very much. Oh. Also, guides. This is where you can find your listing presentations, pre-listing presentations, and buyer presentations. So definitely good to note that. And then there are some business card templates in here. I'm just going to go back to email and video. Check that box. And let's use these keywords. So this is super easy to use. Let's say we are looking for pieces for buyers. I can type in buyers here and then either click the search button or hit enter. So this breaks this down. So you can see it only says 12 results. So what I just wanted to point that out for you guys. Let's go ahead and change our search. So if we want to switch gears, we need to click this X here and no longer search this. So let's say I wanted to search buyer and I hit enter. You can see that my results didn't change. That's because now we are searching the keywords buyers and buyer. So if you're changing your search, make sure you get rid of that old keyword. You can do that by clicking the little red X next to the keyword you no longer want to search. So that goes away. Now we're only searching the word buyer. And you can see we have 117 different results. Perfect. So in here we can scroll through. We're looking at all buyer, email, and video pieces. Let's say I'm looking for one that looks fun. Or simple. This one looks simple. So let's just do this one. Time to buy. Why buy now? Say we find one that we like. We can click on that. And we have a couple different options. So we see our preview of this on the left. We can either compose email, just go right into it and send this out, or we can personalize it. Just going to go in and personalize really quick. And editing this is exactly the same as editing the campaigns. So I won't spend too much time in here. You can see it looks basically the same. I'll just switch this out. Ideas and concepts. Interesting. Here, money down the toilet. Some of these are really funny. Okay. Alright, so we switched out our photo, made some changes in here. Go ahead and click Save. One thing I will say, definitely hit this Save button up at the top left. it's such a bummer when you're working on something and then, God forbid, the system freezes or your internet goes out or what have you, and then you lose your work. I always say hit this save button as often as possible. So I hit save. I'm now going to exit. And there we go. We can see our updated piece. So I wanted to point this out. So this is an email piece. It's not a print piece. And I'll go over the print pieces right after this. But on the print ones, you'll see there's a button here that says download PDF. So we don't have that option here for the email piece, but we know a workaround. So what you can do is this piece over here, you can actually save this to your computer as a JPEG. So what I can do is I can right-click this, and now we have the options here. If I choose Save Image As, this will actually save to my computer as an image file. So I'm just going to save this. It's saving as a JPEG in my downloads. I'll change the title. Why buy now? Piece. So now I saved this. It's on my computer. Let's just open this up really quick. And now we can work with this. We can print this if we wanted to. It's probably not going to be like super great resolution, as you can see, but you can test it out, see how it looks when you print it out as a flyer. You can, now that you have this as a JPEG, you can post it on Instagram, you can post it on Facebook, you can send this out through an external email. Maybe you want to send this out through your KW email and not necessarily through your eEdge email. So, oh yeah, one thing to note, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, any pieces that you create in eEdge and send out via email, whether that's like something like this or a campaign, those are always sent from your eEdge email, which is your KW Realty email. So keep that in mind. But if you wanted to send this out through a different email, you could save this. Basically, you're not stuck with just composing an email and sending it out through here. You can save this image here on the left and then work with it a bit more. But to send it out through eEdge, I'm going to click Compose Email. And you can see this plugged the piece in into the body of my email. It's all like hazy because we can't actually make changes from this page. So if you need to go and edit it, you will have to hit that back button. But everything looks good. If you wanted to include any showcase properties, you could check this box and it'll add in stuff for you. They used to have that option to add in your social media links. You would just check a box down here, but they took it out. I'm not really sure why. You can also attach a file here if you'd like. But up at the top, we can change our subject if we needed to, and then we can add in our contacts. So from here, you can only add in people who are currently in your database. So you need to make sure they are in My Contacts first. But you can just start typing in people. You can add people this way. You can also click the To button if you're adding a lot of people. And this is the same sort of thing as adding contacts to the campaigns. You can search here by name, by status, or select certain groups. You can add everybody. You can add people one by one. Very simple. I'm just adding everybody. I can click Save and Continue. And there we go. So now everybody's in there that we want to send this to. The piece looks good. The subject is good. And I can hit send, and this will go out. So sometimes there has been a little bit of a delay when sending this out. So just keep that in mind. I have heard that it can take up to 15 minutes for this to send. I'm not sure if that was like a one-time thing, but if you send this out and I always also recommend adding yourself to emails. Add yourself to these, add yourself to your campaigns. That way you'll actually get the piece when it's going out. You can see what it looks like, and it's just like a great reminder for you. But yeah, you can hit send, and then just keep an eye on this to make sure that it goes out. If you want to check your sent folder, you can go up here to messages and go into sent, and you can monitor this as well. But I'm not actually going to send this. I don't think my coworkers want to get this weird toilet bowl email, so I'm just going to click cancel. And from here I want to go back to our search, so I'm going to click back to search. When I hit back to search, it actually switches over and takes me to my saved designs. So right now I'm in my saved pieces. These are any pieces that I've edited. I'm also looking at the keyword buyer. So I'm going to get rid of this buyer search. And like I said, this is my saved design. So you can always go back in here and look at pieces you've created in the past and send them out again, which is pretty cool. Whether they're email and video, print, what have you. But I'm actually going to switch back to the design library by clicking this option up here at the top. And I know we're coming toward the end of class, but I'll go ahead and create a print piece really quick. So I'm going to uncheck the box for email and video and just look at print. So in here we have our postcards, we have flyers, greeting cards, guides. These are our buyer, pre-listing, and listing presentations. We do have shorter videos on these on our YouTube, so check that out. And business cards. Let's just put together a flyer really quickly. Also in this flyers category we have some buyer presentation letters, pre-listing presentation letters, and looks like home sellers evaluation, moving forward, stuff like that. But let's just go ahead and find a flyer that we like. And now we can go in and edit this. So what's pretty cool is as long as your MLS is actually hooked up, you can actually import information directly from the MLS to put into these marketing pieces. So let's say I just start typing in a listing. Let's choose this one. You can type in the address or the MLS ID and find the listing that you're working with. You can see I've chosen this one. Now when I click personalize, you can see that it actually plugged in the info. So it did choose some of the photos up here. If we wanted to select different photos, we can click on the photo we'd like to edit. And then you can crop this, you can trash it, or you can replace. So I'm going to click this replace button here. And same sort of thing, we can upload an image, choose a stock image, but now since we have this hooked up to our IDX, we can choose MLS images. And this imported those images from MLS, and you can scroll through and choose whatever ones you'd prefer to use. Same sort of thing, replace. There we go. One thing to note, sometimes things get a little jumbled in here. Like this logo is just totally in the way. Let's just move it down here. So editing the print pieces is a bit easier than editing those email pieces. The email pieces are HTML optimized, so you have to work within like specific parameters because they're coded that way. These ones you can basically just grab stuff and move it, which is really nice. So you can see that it plugged in our property description, but it's really long and it's just kind of taking over. So you may have to come in here and just kind of rearrange things. So I'll just go in, take out stuff I don't need. I can edit the text here, like Scott's info is really small, so I'll go ahead and make this bigger. We can change the font on these. The print pieces actually have more font options, which is cool. These look tiny. I'll make those a little bigger. There we go. Same sort of thing as, oh, I don't know what this is. Looks Looks like this is like a blank space holder for maybe a logo. I'll go ahead and delete that. Move this guy back up. There we go. So you may have to tweak these a little bit. One thing that I like to do, if there's ever something that you don't really like on here and you can't cover it up, I use this shapes tool a lot. And you can add this in. So say like you don't like this gray background up at the top, I can make this just a white box and basically just overlay it. And then what I'll do is I'll use these backward and forward buttons. There we go. Oh, we want it up a little bit more. Alright, so I basically just move that back behind everything. And now the whole background is white. So that's just like a really easy example of that. Some of these, like if you don't like this footer or the whole background, you can just cover everything up, push it to the back, and then add more shapes to add like a new footer or what have you. So with these, you do have quite a bit of customization options, which is really great. You can grab things, move them around, cover them up, delete them, and just make this look whatever way you'd prefer. So once this is good to go, I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And now when we exit, let's make sure that this is good to go. Yep. Alright, so here's my flyer. So sometimes you'll see when we were editing this piece, this text was not overlaid like this. It wasn't, okay. It wasn't like overlapping over this red section. So sometimes, unfortunately, when you hit save, it does kind of move things around a little bit. It's like the text wasn't as small as we thought it was. So just keep an eye on that. When you save something, come over to this preview and make sure that everything is still the same way that you'd like it. And if it's not, you'll have to go in and just kind of monkey with it and move things around. But let's say this is good to go. So this does allow you to download a PDF, which is great. It's going to give you a nice print quality piece that you can now print off. You can go take it to your home printer, take it to your office, take it to FedEx or what have you, and print out copies of this. You can also do the same sort of thing, save this as a JPEG, post it on Instagram, Facebook, what have you, put it in the body of an email. They do also offer print. I don't know too much about this, but you can do printing through them. That's basically it. That's how you can create a print piece in eEdge. So I'm just going to go back to search. We do have additional videos, so if, like, for example, these print ones, I'll go back in here for a second. You can see it doesn't have the option to send as an email. We have figured out a trick on how to, say you really like this print piece and you want to send it in eEdge. We do have a video on sending this out through eEdge. So if you have, if that is something you want to do, go on our YouTube page and find that, or reach out to us and we can definitely assist you. But that's about it. That's the main part of finding the marketing materials in here. Just make sure you're using this search options box to sort through the design library or your saved designs, and then choose the appropriate type down here. I'll just point this out one more time. If we're in design library, print, and then guides, this is where you can find your listing presentations. So listing, buyer, and pre-listing. We get a lot of calls about finding these, so that's how you can find them. They are actually really great, really nice and clean looking, and you can go in here and create those. And we have additional videos on that on our YouTube page as well. So that is about it for today. Thank you guys. I know this is kind of a longer class that goes through a lot of information. So if you have further questions, feel free to reach out to us. I'll just pull up scottleroymarketing.com to show you our contact info. We are here Monday through Friday. Our phones are open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, and then our emails are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can find our contact info here. So if you have additional questions or need help with anything, definitely reach out and we are happy to assist you. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and happy almost December.